Have you ever wondered how some people stay sharp, active, and full of life, even into their 90s or beyond? It's not always about perfect genes or strict routines. Sometimes it's simply about what they've learned to stop doing. Most health advice tells you what to add: more vitamins, more exercise, more routines. But today we're looking at something completely different. 3 everyday habits that may seem harmless, but over time they could slowly drain your energy, contribute to cognitive decline, and even shorten your life. Stick around until the end to hear about the final habit. It may seem small, but it could have the biggest impact of all. If you're not subscribed yet, there's a chance you may never see my videos again. But if you'd like to keep receiving helpful and practical information for your health, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss out. All right, let's dive in. Number 1. Watching the news every day. It may seem harmless, even responsible, to stay updated with what's going on in the world. But for many people over 70, watching the news every single day is doing far more harm than good. Studies from institutions like the University of California and Harvard Medical School have shown that constant exposure to negative news stories can trigger a chronic stress response in the brain. That means higher levels of cortisol, disrupted sleep, increased anxiety, and a weakened immune system. And here's the real problem. The brain becomes more vulnerable to this kind of stress with age. What once felt like just background noise starts to affect memory, concentration, and even decision-making. Seniors who consume too much news, especially on TV, are more likely to experience cognitive fatigue, confusion, and emotional burnout. According to research published in Psychology and Aging, older adults who cut back on daily news reported better sleep, improved memory, and a greater sense of calm. The solution isn't to ignore the world, it's to protect your peace. Try replacing some of that news time with something nourishing. A walk outside, an uplifting book, or a phone call with someone you care about. Let me tell you a quick story about a 76-year-old man named George. Every morning, like clockwork, he turned on the news with his coffee. What started as a simple routine, just a way to stay informed, slowly began to change how he felt. He started sleeping less, worrying more, feeling drained even on quiet days. His daughter noticed he was more tense, more tired, and not quite himself. When she gently suggested cutting back on the news, he wasn't sure, but he gave it a try. And within just a couple of weeks, something shifted. George started sleeping better. His thoughts felt lighter. He smiled more. And the world? It didn't feel so heavy anymore. Sometimes protecting your peace matters more than staying constantly informed. Your mind deserves quiet too. Number 2, thinking you're too old for technology. As time goes by, it's easy to feel like technology is meant for younger generations. The gadgets, the apps, the constant updates, it can all seem overwhelming. But here's the truth. Technology is not about keeping up. It's about staying connected. It's about keeping the mind active, learning new things, and staying close to the people and experiences that matter most. Studies from the University of Exeter and the ERP have shown that older adults who regularly engage with technology, even in small ways, often experience improved memory, better emotional well-being, and a stronger sense of connection. And the best part? You don't need to be an expert. You don't need to master every new app or understand every feature. You just need to be open to trying. Let me introduce you to Susan, a 74-year-old woman who never thought of herself as tech-savvy. For a long time, she didn't touch the smartphone her children gave her. It felt unfamiliar, maybe even a little intimidating. Learning something so new didn't seem necessary. But one rainy afternoon, her granddaughter gently encouraged her to try something different, an online painting class. Just a small step. It was frustrating at first. The buttons, the setup, the connection issues. But she stayed with it. Now, Susan paints every week. She shares her artwork online, and every Sunday, she video calls her granddaughter to talk about their new projects. Her mind feels more engaged. Her days feel more meaningful. And that small step turned into a joyful part of her life. The online world can feel distant, even unnecessary at first. But when used intentionally, it becomes a bridge, a way to stay mentally sharp, emotionally connected, and curious about the world. And that curiosity, that willingness to learn something new, it's one of the most powerful tools for healthy aging. So if you've ever thought technology is not for you, remember, you don't have to do everything. You just have to begin. Even one small step forward can open up a whole new world. Number 3, spending too much time alone. It might seem like a quiet, comfortable way to live, and for a while, it might even feel good. But over time, spending too much time alone can quietly start doing damage, not just emotionally, but physically too. Research from the National Institute on Aging and Harvard Medical School shows that loneliness in older adults is linked to memory loss, depression, weakened immunity, and even a higher risk of heart disease and dementia. And it doesn't take years of isolation to start seeing the effects. Sometimes it happens gradually, without anyone even noticing. When there's no one to talk to regularly, the brain gets less stimulation. Emotional expression decreases. Daily motivation fades. Even something as simple as laughing becomes rare. And slowly, life begins to shrink. The days start to blend together. Meals lose their taste. Time feels heavier, like the world is happening somewhere else, and you're watching it from behind a glass wall. Let me tell you about Henry, a 79-year-old man who not long ago found himself in exactly that place. After his wife passed away, he quietly withdrew. He stopped going to the weekly card games at the center. He passed on walks with his neighbor. He didn't answer the phone as often. At first, he told himself he just needed rest, that it was normal to want more quiet, that solitude was healing. But over time, the silence changed. It became heavy. He began forgetting little things. His appetite faded, and the evenings, once peaceful, started to feel endless. At his next checkup, his doctor noticed the change, not in his numbers, but in his eyes. He looked tired in a different way. So the doctor suggested something simple. Join a weekly gathering at the community center. No pressure, no big commitments, just a space with people, conversation, and warmth. At first, Henry hesitated, but he went. And that small step, just showing up, changed everything. He began looking forward to Wednesdays again. He shared stories. He laughed. He even brought cookies one week. Within a month, his energy came back. His sleep improved. His memory felt sharper. And for the first time in a long time, he felt like himself again. Because the truth is, connection is not a luxury. It's a need. We are wired to be around others. And even gentle, casual contact, a conversation, a shared meal, a walk with a friend, can nourish the mind in powerful ways. So if you found yourself spending more and more time alone, It's okay to start small. A short phone call, a visit to a community event, even chatting with a neighbor over the fence. You don't need a full calendar. You just need connection, a reason to get up, a voice to respond to, a moment of shared presence. Because sometimes the most meaningful moments in life are the ones we spend together. Understanding these potentially harmful habits makes it easier to notice how they may affect your health as you age. The things you once thought were harmless can have a much bigger impact now, affecting your energy, mood, and overall well-being. The good news is that small changes can lead to big improvements. Reducing your news intake, embracing technology, and staying socially connected are all steps that can enhance your life and keep you feeling strong. Remember, it's all about making conscious choices. By adjusting just a few habits, you can enjoy better health and a more vibrant lifestyle. If this spoke to you, don't forget to subscribe for more simple tips to help you live your best life at any age. Your future self will thank you for the healthy choices you make today. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. Every small step you take, it matters. Until next time, take care of yourself. Keep showing up for yourself. You're doing better than you think.